What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. It's time for a little bit of Patreon, patrons, Patreon, whatever. That love fest that we do at the beginning of these shows. Anyway, I want to start off by thanking our Platinum Executive Producer, Cory Hicks, Gold Executive Producer, Sheldon Benedict, the Not Gentlemen Executive Producers. I don't know what Sean Capri's trying to do over that We the Gamercast nonsense. Ignore him. He's just weird when he says that stuff. Nick Militia, Next Level Games, Joel Brooks, James Johnson, Jesse Armstrong, Glauco Schaefer, David Ray, Michael Drummy, Brendan Myers, Joey Hera. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show, supporting everything that we do. We could not do this without any of you guys. It means the world to us. It's time to start the show. What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the People's Champion of Podcasting, Mr. Badbit himself, Joseph Moran. How are you doing, sir?
That is the greatest intro I've ever witnessed in my life, and I really think, honestly, it doesn't get. This is where I peaked. I really think so. Right here, that announcement. I'm doing fantastic.
I hit you with the good intro, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
no matter where you go forever, they're just low. They can't keep up. They can't hang with the Nintendo Guru.
No, Mr. MC Fixer over at My Xbox and Me, take notes.
Yeah.
This is how you intro people.
Does he listen to this show?
No, but I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna be like, listen to this. Listen to at least the first 30 seconds. You'll understand. And then
we're at 2 minutes in. So tell him, just listen. Give me 2 minutes.
Give me 2 minutes.
Time. That's all.
That's
2 minutes of your time, and you're good to go. Yeah. And it probably won't even be 2 minutes, honestly, because there's a little bit of fluff at the very, very beginning when we're getting prepped and all that.
It's true. It's true.
We're all about the fluffers here, you know.
Please don't talk about fluffers. Not on this podcast. Maybe the last one we just did. We can't do it here.
The one, yeah. So So you brought this up on a tweet or something one day, saying that you and I should do a podcast. We should get. But you were like, the only way we do it is if Jersey Mike's comes on as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Have you reached out to them yet?
I've reached out multiple times.
Via
multiple
Twitter?
Emails. Not on tweets. Not on tweets.
Really?
Multiple emails. I've called various different stores. Mr. Jersey or Mike is not answering any of them.
Really?
Yeah, and they're like, I could take your order. Mr. Mike is away. Do you want an original 13? What do you want? I'm like, no, I just want to speak to the owner. And they're like, you mean like the owner of this restaurant? I mean, like, no, Mr. Jersey Mike himself. And they're like, I've never even met him.
You need to be recording these calls.
What's that?
You need to be recording those calls.
I think I should.
Because then when we finally get it going, you can be like, this is attempt number 22.
They gave me a letter in the mail saying, this is a restraining order. And I'm like, I don't know what this restrain me from what? The truth? Getting Mr. Jersey Mike?
You don't want to buy a 13 anymore? Like, what's up with this?
Come on.
Maybe
the cookies are delicious now.
Maybe we should try like Tasty Cakes or Inman's.
But that's what represents Jersey, though.
Yeah, because Tasty Cakes is really Philadelphia.
Yeah. So I think like the Olive Garden, because like
Olive Garden. What the?
Yeah. When you're here, your family.
Yeah, but that's not just in New Jersey, man.
Yeah, but like Jersey, we have like the best Italian food.
Yeah.
Olive Garden is Italian, technically.
Maybe we get in contact. Maybe we get in contact with two things that are Jersey. One would be. Well, we could try Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was going to say Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. I don't know why I said Bruce Willis.
What's going on, man?
Yeah. We could try Bruce Springsteen or Bon Jovi, but I don't know how they would work. Mm-hmm. But the other thing I was going to say is, why don't we try to get a hold of HBO and The Sopranos and see if we can get their blessing? Just one character of The Sopranos saying,
it's true.
Like, that's like Paul.
I've never seen The Sopranos. I've never have, Bobby. Never in my life.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, but I will start watching.
What have you done with your life, dude?
Honestly, not much.
Put that stupid Darth Vader stuff away and start watching The Sopranos.
What the hell do you see Darth Vader?
On another side, that TIE fighter, the black TIE fighter.
Yeah, that's a First Order TIE fighter, yeah.
Well, get rid of it. That stuff needs to go until you watch The Sopranos.
Oh, boy.
I'm disappointed in you. You really cut me.
New Jersey's disappointed in me.
Oh, my God. Did you at least watch Boardwalk Empire?
The first episode.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me right now.
Yeah.
What kind
I
of
watched
New
an
Jersey
episode of The
native
Jersey
are you?
Shore.
Now you're making things worse. Now you're making it worse. Why don't you call DJ Paulie D and see if he'll let us use his music for the intro?
Oh, God. Let's talk about video games.
Yeah, let's kick this episode off like you do each and every episode with our Geek Outs. Joseph, What are you geeking out about?
Man, you know what I'm geeking out about? I'll be honest.
One this time.
I got
two.
one. I got one.
Okay.
I got one.
Toby.
It's not Mario.
Okay, Toby 2.0.
Toby 2. It's Call of Duty World War II.
Really?
Yeah.
That trash? You're geeking out about that trash?
Oh, my God. So let me tell you something. I have thought, first off, my impressions of the multiplayer back in the summer, I haven't played it yet. It was not high on this game.
Okay.
My expectations very low. But Sledgehammer, if you guys don't know, a lot of the original team that was Visceral actually left and created Sledgehammer.
Okay.
So their mission for this game was to create and make war horrible. And I know that sounds weird because war is horrible, but they really wanted to give you the sense of horror when it comes with warfare and really give you a human aspect to it. Mm-hmm. And I've only played about 3 levels so far, so I'm about like an hour-ish into the game. Okay. But I gotta tell you, holy crap, is this one of the better visual games this year that I've seen. Yeah. The cutscenes look like real life. Yeah. Like these people, the attention to detail is insane. The first opening minute is horrifying. Really? Like the first casualty you see is a guy's head being ripped off his jaw.
What the hell?
That's so they immediately get what made what warfare really is, and it's horrific.
Wait a minute, I watched Wonder Woman. They didn't do that in Wonder Woman.
I hate to tell you, but that's World War One. They were more civilized back then.
Okay, all right, I didn't realize that. My bad.
No, it wasn't actually. World War One's the implementation of all horrible things. Anyway, nonetheless, there was no lady with a messed up face here. Instead, they put a human element to everyone, even Germans. There's a point in the game where you can. Like they're surrendering Nazis, and if you're not aiming down the scope long enough or at them, they'll actually pull out their guns and start shooting.
Oh, get out!
Yeah, or there was one that he went behind his back, and I shot him in the face, and then I saw he was just holding up a picture of like his lover that back home or some shit.
Oh, so you're no worse than police in the United States anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I was just like, bam. And I was like, I felt horrible though after.
Yeah, but it puts you in that situation. You're like, like what do you do? And I know it's just a video game, but still, like you're in that situation. It's like, okay, do I shoot? Do I not? And
there's a cool thing too. There's like a scene in it where they're actually talking about Germans, and like they deal with racism and anti-Semitism or whatever so far really well, because they're talking about the Germans, and one guy's like, there ain't nothing, they're just krauts, and one guy's like, they gave us Mozart, and he just started nailing out all the things that Germany's given us as a society, and he's just like, they're just people like us, and then bam, you just see the shells start flying at that point.
Albert Einstein was German.
I'm gonna correct you here.
Okay, go ahead.
Polish.
Oh, he was Polish. That's right, but wasn't he captured by the Germans?
No. He saw the tea leaves and he
bailed.
Ran for it. Yeah, he's like, "Das out of here."
Yeah, because I think they were, and I could be wrong. I thought that Germany was looking for him because they wanted him to build some weapons.
Oh yeah, they were definitely trying to snatch up as many scientists as possible. Yeah.
So myself, I am geeking out about November.
Oh yeah,
Dude, this
just the month. You like the month?
oh my god, dude, this month is going to be a madhouse of video games.
It already is.
Oh, it's insanity. Like I can't believe the turnaround that Nintendo has faced from the Wii U to the Switch. Like there was, dude, you were going like forever not playing anything. Now I don't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you got Rocket League coming this month. You got Mutant Mudds. You've got.
I still haven't got my copy, Jules.
What are you talking about? It isn't out yet.
I know.
Eventually, calm down.
I'm not big enough. I'm not a Nintendo guru. Like you'd be like,
stop it.
You don't deserve one.
you got Doom coming.
It's true.
You got Skyrim coming.
Ooh.
You got L.A. Noire.
Now that one is, man, I care for it.
You better buy it,
dude. Did you hear about the file size?
I don't care about file size.
The file size, no. With the game itself, you have to download like a 29 gig patch.
And and that's so different from a PlayStation game.
Well,
when you put it in, you have to download the whole damn thing.
Gigs. I have 32 gigs, Bobby.
Yeah, but
what am I gonna do?
Let's compare the two, shall we?
Okay.
You want to compare the two?
Yes.
You want to compare like Grand Theft Auto that's 60 gig? They got to put on a 500 gig. Like their games are much bigger.
At least they got me. At least they gave me 500 gigs of space.
Oh, stop it! Would you stop?
I'm just saying.
You better buy the game. I don't want to hear that. I'm just saying you better buy the game. We need to support because we need. Oh, you are trash.
If this was Red Dead.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll get Red Dead if you support.
No, there's no way we're getting Red Dead on the Switch.
How do you know that?
I'm just looking at Red Dead 2.
Did you think we would get Wolfenstein 2?
I mean, that one's more doable because, like, I've played Wolfenstein 2, and that one has a lot more corridors. It's not this vast open world, you know?
Oh, stop. I'm sorry, you never played Breath of the Wild, have you?
No, I don't play trash games, Bobby. You know this.
You better take
I only play Game of the Years, man.
Yeah, then you would have played 2 games this year on your Nintendo device.
Oh. You know what? I got I'm soon to announce my Game of the Year. And it's coming out of... Yeah, soon.
Why soon?
Well, I'm going to do this whole, like... the 12 Days of Christmas? I'm going to do the 12 Days of Awards. So I have 12 categories. Each day there's going to be a winner.
Shouldn't even happen until December.
What's that? Yeah, December. That's soon.
That's not that soon. You still got, like, another month.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's 30 days.
You should see. I got to tell you, when we're off the air, all the stuff I got for Tony for Christmas.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Back to the Future related stuff?
No, this year I stayed away from Back to the Future.
Oh, okay.
Last year I went back very happy. Last year was the year for Back to the Future. So there was a lot of stuff for Back to the Future.
Can I go back in time?
Oh, my God.
But yeah, no, my Game of the Year comes totally out of left field. I feel like a lot of people are going to get mad at me.
Of course, because if it's not Zelda or Mario, people are going to get mad. Or Horizon.
Because here's the thing. So right now, like I love Mario. Mario Odyssey, great. Thank you, Antonio, from Switch Talk. I want it because I got luck, and that's why I'm here today, Bobby. Because I'm here as a contender for that Fire Emblem Warriors.
It's already been given.
Is it already been given?
It's done. Elemental one. You know Elemental.
Oh, I gotta fight Elemental now. Is that?
I get to fight Elemental because she won.
All right, fisticuffs. No, she will. I'm not much of a fighter.
You're good. You're good with Elemental. She's good people.
Yeah, she is. She's a good, decent person. And with that said, I will be her downfall. But I love Mario. I think it's great. I think people have to really, really though be careful how we're selling it and how.
All right, let's hold off on the Mario talk. Okay. I'm sure we'll hit that later on. Let's slow your roll with that.
I'm gonna slow my roll. Continue, Bobby.
Okay. Let's get. Well, I'm
failing the show. Let's put it back on the rails.
Let's put it on the rails. Let's jump into some topics.
Okay.
Do you want to go first this time, or do you want me to go first?
I am the guest.
Yeah.
So you go first.
What kind of nonsense that? Okay. So I know that you have a lot of love for EA.
Yes, do I?
Yeah, I'm just saying. So with EA taking a wait-and-see approach with the Switch now, should Nintendo forget about EA and focus more on other third parties? And if so, which ones?
That's a fantastic question.
Thank you.
So like I first want to say I don't hate EA. Like I don't hate any company. I think
I strongly dislike EA right now. Like the
yeah, I
stuff
mean
they're doing.
yes,
And it
and
has,
you
and it
can
really has nothing to do with the Nintendo stuff. It has to
mhm,
do more with shutting down Visceral,
yeah.
and all the nonsense with strong multiplayer, and loot boxes and all that stuff.
And I think that has a lot of to do with I made a video about this. This is just, this is just the state of the industry right now. And I think right now the state of the industry is kind of in turmoil in a way of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty. I don't think games are gonna crash because of things like microtransactions. I was looking at the numbers. It's just games continue to be on this upward trajectory. I don't think anything's gonna bring the downfall of it.
Yeah.
But when I look at EA, I see a company that I kind of feel bad for in a way. They're always the villain. Everybody doesn't want to be EA. And EA's always those shoes, are in those shoes. And it's also because of their doing. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Absolutely.
there's not a person that loves Dead Space more in this room. I love Dead Space. I love Visceral. Love Dante's Inferno. The best Lord of the Rings game is still Lord of the Rings, Return of the King on Xbox, which I made. And and so like I love Visceral. I love all these companies, but under EA. But EA itself is just they don't hide the fact that they're all in it for the cash.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I like about companies like Ubisoft, where it is about, to them, making good art is about making, they've had right now, they're not making good art, but the compromise between business and art has been doing pretty well for Ubisoft.
Yeah.
If I was Nintendo, hell, if I ran Nintendo, Bobby.
Here we go. Don't even. I'm gonna slap you with a copyright claim against you. Trademark association.
I would totally avoid EA.
Yeah.
And and most third parties, to be honest, I want people to come to me to make games for the Switch because they see the same vision I see in the Switch.
Yeah.
What I think Nintendo should go after, and the people that they should go after vigorously, are indie games. I think the indie community, this is the system for you.
Yeah.
Right? Because indies, they're not about power. And the one thing I look at all these indies and I go, wow, I would love this if I could take it on the go with me. Up until the Switch, the only console that did that was the Vita.
Yeah.
And look how the Vita turned out. But with the Switch, it's so successful. And you see all these games.
You have a powerhouse like Nintendo supporting it.
Behind it and actually supporting it. Yeah.
If the Vita was Sony's only console, then I think it would have been a different tale.
Oh, yeah.
Console. But the fact of they were trying to split teams, and very quickly they were just like, this is a waste of time. We need to get away from this.
They're like, yeah. And it sucks. It really does. But for me, the Switch is just what I use it for. Nintendo exclusives, indie games, and every so often a third-party game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the last third-party game I bought for the Switch, I think, is Mario Rabbids.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought Mario Rabbids and I love it. And I think that's what they need to do, is do partner deals with people.
Yeah.
I think the way to make deals with companies, it doesn't even have to be third party. It doesn't have to be Activision. I would hate to see them deal with Activision. I would actually hate to see Call of Duty on the Switch.
Yeah.
I have a console that does that.
Yeah.
So give me something I haven't seen before.
Well, and that's where I feel like they totally EA screwed up, was because you brought FIFA, a dumbed down version of FIFA, right?
Yep.
Which you have the more superior versions all across the board. Did you really think this was going to sell? So obviously you set your expectations.
That, and it was half-baked.
That's what I'm saying. There's no online multiplayer. Well, there's online multiplayer, but I can't play with my friends. There's...
So, did you expect this to sell well?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So they expected... They must have put, these lofty numbers on it, thinking, it's going to sell 1 million copies. I guarantee you the thing probably didn't sell 400,000 copies, if that. And
I think that's even being generous. Yeah.
yeah, if I'm being fair, I think they didn't. So when you look at it like that, when you look into those terms, right? I feel like now where the gung ho version of this is, and what I think is going to sell is Faye from Zoink Games, which is actually being published by EA.
And there's still no Switch announcement.
Yeah, they announced it
Did they?
at E3. They announced it. Yes,
And I think you're going to see that game is gonna be a hit for EA. It's just EA is about let's see what the numbers are, right?
Yeah.
And so they're really like finger to the air. Where is this going?
Yeah.
And they see that FIFA isn't going, the wind isn't blowing in that direction for the Switch. So they're like, oh, I don't know about this, but I think once Fee comes in, they'll understand the scale and scope of games to put on the Switch.
Like if you put a Star Wars game on Switch, not a multiplayer one, it has to depend on but if they would have not canned everything that Visceral was doing,
Yeah.
and said, you know what, let's put this on the Switch, I guarantee you would have sold.
Oh yeah, you put an X-Wing game on there, like the good old days.
Yeah, like
right.
I just don't understand why.
Put a good
I don't think a Madden's going to sell on Switch.
No, and that's the thing. It's like that isn't going, like those games are not going to sell because that's not the audience, right? The audience is on the PlayStation. It's on the Xbox
because it's a huge online community.
Yeah,
and Nintendo doesn't have a huge online infrastructure. And with that being the case, and that's how it is, that's just that's where the situation you're in.
Yeah. And I feel like, if you got a small team and you did a Rogue Leader game, I just want to make sure I said the right, because I was like Rogue One game. If you put a good Rogue Leader game in there, do you know how many Nintendo fans I would be freaking out? Yeah. That's where I played, all those X-Wing games. That's where I played it, like those games are amazing. Oh my God, so great. That's what you do. You play to people's nostalgia, because that's one thing Switch is really good at, is playing to people's nostalgia really well. And I feel like a Rogue Leader game would be so perfect. Or not even that, just think even smaller. Dude, do A Way Out, right? Mm. Is that the name game? Yeah. A Way Out. Put your indie games on the Switch and put your bigger games on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I think the difference between the Switch and the Wii U was that when people looked at the Wii U, they just saw an underpowered console that couldn't compete with the rest. And when they see the Switch, I think people are getting it. Yeah, it's an underpowered console compared to the PS4 and Xbox One. But what people want is something that they could take on the go. Yeah. The experiences like Call of Duty, like Battlefield, are not on-the-go experiences. Yeah. FIFA isn't an on-the-go experience. Madden isn't. So broaden out your portfolio and, get some indie devs out there to make some good quality stuff. Because right now, if I was Nintendo, the only people I'd be talking to is Ubisoft, because they seem like they get it so far.
Bethesda, I think, gets it.
And Bethesda, if one of the rumors is correct, and we get if Bethesda is making a Nintendo Switch game, that's nuts. And I was going to put another word in there to describe my excitement. You saw how I held back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give me a moon for that one, Mario. But I think if a Metroid is being made by Bethesda, I know a lot of people are like, but to me, that's exciting. Because I'm like, holy crap. You're getting a company that has constantly reimagined other franchises like Fallout, for a great example. Fallout 3 was a huge leap. It's a whole different game and a whole different genre, and they pulled it off. Look at Doom, look at Skyrim. These games do really well, and I think Bethesda could take the risk and to do something really special with their IP and maybe doing a deal with Nintendo. That excites me. I don't understand when I hear like Bethesda Metroid and people go, oh, I hate it. I'm like, well, we haven't even seen a product. You know what I mean? I'm excited because Nintendo is now exploring the realms of possibilities with other Western companies. And so when I see like Ubisoft, when I see Bethesda, I get really excited. EA does not excite me.
No.
Activision does not excite me.
No,
Sure, put Crash Bandicoot mediocrity out there, and people go, eat it up. But yeah, no, I will be honest with you, Crash is not that great.
Crash is trash.
It's not that great. I played the demo as a kid. I loved it, but I then still went back to Mario 64 because I knew what a good game was. So again, yeah, I really don't think EA is the barometer of what developers are feeling about the Switch, because I think overall the Switch is doing bonkers as well.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's nuts right now. And the thing of it is, like, when you look at the games that are hitting in November, like, I think Rocket League is going to explode.
Dude, I'm so pumped.
I can't wait. I cannot wait, man. I can't. Dude, the streams are going to be going, man. We're going to be streaming it. We're going to have the community back together again. We're getting the band back together.
You're gonna see how bad I am in that game.
That's fine. I'm not that good either. But I love it. It's a good game.
Oh, amazing.
It's a really good game.
I still don't know if I'm getting Doom or Skyrim, though. It's all about the money, and I don't have any of it. I had to make some tough choices. You'll see next week. I might have an Xbox One, might not.
See, that's the problem.
It is the problem.
That's the problem. You're going over dropping $500 on garbage rather than.
Well, no, you know what I'm doing, Bob?
How about we do this? How about I stand outside your window?
Okay.
You just open the window and throw $500 out the window.
You'll take it. You'll buy like a whole bunch of amiibos with it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll invest it in worthy.
Better yet. I'll walk outside my door with the $500. You kick me in the nuts. I then hand you.
There you go. Hey man, did you notice this behind me?
Yes.
And I got the Luigi one over there.
I have the Yoshi one right in front of me. I
know.
Well, I love the rabbits.
You got me to go buy the rest of them.
Dude, I want the Peach one so bad. It's ridiculous. The Peach one's my favorite character. But yeah, no, that's the Xbox One. I might get it because GameStop's warranties are actually pretty awesome, and so I have the Gears of War console. That's $450. Right now, for some reason, it's not producing any sound. For some reason, don't know why. And so I'm like, well, if I return it, I have $450.
Yeah.
And am I willing to spend an extra $100 to get a Pro because of tax and a warranty again?
You need an Xbox One X?
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Bobby, should I do my topic?
Yeah, let's jump into your topic.
All right. So the Paris Games Week was last week,
yes,
right?
I do.
A lot of people are having very mixed reactions to Detroit Becoming Human trailer and the Last of Us 2 trailer.
Now, wait a minute. Let me understand this correctly. So the Detroit Becoming Human one, that's the one where you're playing the game and like the AI is going all over the place, right? That's a futuristic game. Yeah,
it's like AI that are kind of self-aware in the sense that they know they're servants, but they're completely human-like. The only thing that they have a ring on their temple.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I know. Okay.
Yeah, that one because they depict child abuse, domestic abuse. The father, is a drunk, and the mom walked out on the kid and the father. Which, if I was like, I already had a problem with this story. Because I'm like, if the mom just up and walked out, was she a worse person than the father? Because if I was the mom,
you left the kid in that.
Yeah, exactly. I left my kid. I left Steven back in camp, so I need to get Steve. But that's a reference. Anyway, but nonetheless, there's a part where you made the wrong choice, and he ended up hitting her too hard and killed her or something. And he's crying in the corner. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dad's not upset anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, you definitely, yeah, that's rough." There's one where the kid shoots the dad, and you guys run out of the house. There's one where you guys just run out of the house. There's one where you beat the shit out of the dad. And you're like, bam, and run out of the house. But people saw that and they're like, "Ooh, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that."
Yeah.
Where I could see it, but I'm like, this is where games have to go. So I want to break down the Detroit one first.
Okay, go ahead.
To me, my thoughts on that trailer, I don't know, did you see it at all?
No, I didn't see that trailer.
Okay.
I didn't see that one.
to me, when we're talking about like stories and we're talking about video games to me are art. So let them make us uncomfortable.
Okay.
Right? Games could give us various emotions, and for every Schindler's List, there is a Pineapple Express. Right?
Yeah.
There's movies we watch that we know they just make us laugh. There's movies that are going to make us cry. Then there's those Citizen Kanes out there that make you feel that are just perfect. And to me, as much as it may make you feel uncomfortable, we have to make you feel uncomfortable because that's where games are going, right? Like, I want us to make games that we believe in, and maybe that's not telling the story that is going to make you smile, laugh, or be entertained. It's maybe all about telling that story you want to tell.
Yeah.
And as we go to the Last of Us trailer,
I saw this one.
oh my God, Bobby, I watched it live, and I did not know this was The Last of Us until the end of the trailer with the tickers appearing out of the dark. Because the thing that threw me off is that there was like this little Asian boy and the little Asian lady, and there was never like any Asian I don't think any like Asian Americans in the game. So like the boy's outfit looked a little out of the ordinary. So I'm like, is this some type of like I don't know what type of game.
Well, let's be honest. You didn't know any of the characters.
Yeah, didn't know any of the characters as well. And so what happens here, gang, is this lady's being dragged by two hooded characters and a woman, and she's being hung up, literally hung. She looks up and there's disemboweled, corpses just above her, and she's being pretty much hung on a noose, and the only thing that's keeping her feet on the ground is a bucket. And it looked like they were about to gut her until the screaming voice comes into play, and it's this woman, this Asian woman, and the two men get her, take her down onto the ground, and the lady goes, "Clip her wings." And they got a hammer, and it's brutal. Is they hit the lady's arm twice with a hammer, shattering her arm.
Yeah.
And
right around the elbow.
Yeah.
That way it breaks, like the arm breaks off.
Oh boy,
it's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you see arrows fly out, hit the two men. And then the lady's like just like wandering everywhere. She's like, "Where's that noise coming from?"
Yeah.
Shooting about, and then she runs into the lady that was hanging. The lady that's hanging is choking her. Asian lady comes up with a hatchet, hacks her in the hammer, bam, right in the face. They cut her loose, and then bam, that's the Last of Us trailer.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I shouted.
Clickers come running out of the woods, and
I shouted. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the ticker. I was like, and then you just see the Last of Us little girl, and I was just pumped. I was just like, they gave me another one that I didn't see coming.
But I wasn't excited about that one.
Oh man, to me I don't mind trailers for games that are super far out, as long as I have more questions walking in than I do walking out. So
my feeling is this.
Yeah, please.
Just shut up with The Last of Us 2. Like, don't talk about it. We know that the game's years off. Just let them go off. You showed what you needed to show. I don't need now every single major show to get a Last of Us trailer. This is Sony's problem. This is something that Sony does. Like, for a while there, it was becoming the God of War show. Like, every single show, you were getting a God of War trailer.
Yeah.
We don't need anymore. We've seen, with the last trailer, we've seen all we needed to see.
Yeah.
Just go away and come back about a month out of the game's launch, drop another trailer, and then go, by the way, the game's out next month.
Yeah, and
that's all they really need to do.
Like for me, the trailer was that. I was like, this is really great. I am excited. Now don't show me anymore. And don't even tell me if that's Ellie's mom.
Because here's the problem with this, though, Joseph. They've only been working, 6 months on this game now, in theory, right? So in 6 months, that's probably a good portion of the work you've done, other than, like, I'm sure you got asset builders and all that, but, like, as far as, like, stop motion and all that stuff, like, I don't know. I just felt weird. I felt like
To
that was
me,
like, why? Why would you
to
show this?
to me, I think that game is way more close than anybody thinks it is.
I don't.
To me, I think they've been working on this um, in a small group, in a small way, since Uncharted 4,
Yeah,
prior to Uncharted 4.
but Uncharted 4 came out last year.
Yeah. No, I'm even talking about in a small way. I think this has been a 2-year development.
No, they said it
Oh.
wasn't. They said,
Well, they say a lot of
I
things.
know, but they came out after. If you watched, there was a sit down
Yeah,
that they had Neil Druckmann and Troy Baker and all them. The three of them sat down and they had a conversation and they
right.
talked about it. Where he approached both Troy and, oh my god, the girl's name just went blank on me. The
I
girl
just
that
call
plays
her
Ellie.
Ellie. Yeah,
Yeah, the girl that plays Ellie. I forget her name. I got it. I'm so sorry.
Ashley.
Ashley, yes.
Ashley, yes. I'll look her.
Ashley, yes. You look it up. Anyway, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to be like, oh, you're so stupid. Ashley Johnson. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah. So Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker and Neil Druckmann, they all meet. Well, Neil meets with Ashley and gives her the script and said, "This is what we're thinking." And then she like apparently broke down crying and was like, "Yes, we're doing this." And then they get Troy in and Troy's all for it and stuff. But then just the three of them started building that original trailer and like shooting that original trailer.
Yeah.
And that took a while to do, but that was probably like the last 6 months of Uncharted 4 doing it. Now they basically, in theory, they have a good portion of their team working on it, but also a good portion of the team was working on the DLC for Uncharted 4.
Right. Which is actually something I want to talk about.
Okay.
So
my thing is, but here's my thing. My thing
yeah.
is, so I don't think a whole heck of a lot of time to put into this game. I probably, honestly, man, you look at how Naughty Dog operates, they take a long time.
They do.
Of any studio that's out there that's not a Nintendo studio, they are the most like Nintendo than anybody. Meaning, they take a super long time to produce, and
Right.
they won't put it out unless it's perfect.
I think this. So when we take a look at Uncharted 4, we see Neil brought in midway through development, and I really do think that he has a small team or had a small team working or writing on this game in some form or some capacity. I understand Naughty Dog isn't a 2-team environment anymore, but when you look at Uncharted 4, there's actually, or The Lost Legacy, it's not Naughty Dog who made it, and that's why this, or the sole proprietor of, it's a small team in Naughty Dog that made this with other studios. And usually, yes, other studios do help on projects, but you see like this large, just whole bunch of logos we hit the screen when Last Legacy comes on, is because it was a multi-teamed effort.
Yeah.
Because I really do think the majority of the team was busy making The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I do think developers, publishers, they do tell a story. I think it is still way in development, but I think it's coming out sooner rather than later.
Okay, let's be fair.
Yeah.
When you're saying sooner, what's a realistic time frame for you?
I'm thinking late 20. I know you're going to yell at me here. Hear me out. Late 2019, early 2020.
But I don't feel like that's soon. When you say soon, I feel soon is 2018.
Oh, see, soon for me is like, yeah, no, this is 2 years out and it's coming out.
And I think late 2019, 2020 is. I think 2020 is the year we get it.
Yeah, that would be if we last that long.
Yeah. Who knows? Well,
You don't know anymore.
We're not going to go
No,
there.
we're not going there. We're not going there. No, I'm not going to bring up Rocket Man. You kidding me? But to bring back to that trailer, a lot of people thought that was way too much. It's like we see a lot of violence. One Polygon article is a lot of violence against women that we've been seeing. One from the Detroit, one coming out of The Last of Us. And
yeah, but what?
It was.
What are
They
some
thought
violence against women?
What's that?
with the Last of Us trailer, where do you get the violence against women?
You got the lady hung up on the noose with the camera on the arm.
It was a woman doing it all.
Listen, it's Polygon, right? So like,
not like a guy was doing it to her,
right? I mean, there was 2 guys holding her down.
No, they were holding the other girl down.
Yeah, and then
the one that was getting hung up by a noose.
Yeah, and then they're like, "It's hammer time!" Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
Well, okay, so it was the Queen of England was directing the show, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you do this and you do that. You know.
No, yeah, and so they're just like, they thought it was too brutal. It was too violent.
Yeah, violent part. Yeah, I watched the
Last
of Us trailer.
What were your thoughts?
Dude, I really was like, what the heck is going on here? When they started stabbing her in the stomach and stuff, I'm like, really? Like, this is where we're going with this? Like, okay, all right, man. You know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, Last of Us isn't like a family-friendly game by any stretch of the imagination. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, seeing a girl getting held up by her neck and then her stomach getting cut up, it was just like, what is going on here? Like, what is this madness?
To me, I was just, I saw it, I'm like, ooh, goddamn. Ooh, goddamn. But I wasn't like, one person was like, I couldn't eat after that. I'm like, all right, let's take it too far.
Yeah, I could have been with them. If I was eating, I
really?
would have been able to finish.
To me, I was just like, I could have been eating cereal right then and there. I could have been.
No.
No, I could have been eating a chicken wing, and I would continue.
No. Wrong analogy. You could have been eating a Jersey Mike's sub.
Yeah.
You got it. Product placement. You're not going to get the sponsorship unless you hit it right, man.
I could have been eating a delicious and nutritious Original 13 Mike's Way at Jersey Mike's with a cookie because they're amazing, and I wouldn't have even flinched.
So but I feel like I can cut that and I can send that to them, and maybe they'll promote us now.
But I'm just like, in a game where we're literally curb stomping people and bashing people's heads in with bricks, this is fine. Like violence for the sake of violence isn't fine with me. Like I don't even like Mortal Kombat that much. I'll be honest. This is me totally being honest, because it's violent to be violent.
Yeah.
Right. Like the fatalities, the brutalities, they're too much, and they're over the top for me.
Yeah.
When I think of some games, they're just like, yeah, no, you're just being lewd to be lewd.
Well, the thing is I can see why people are saying that about this, though, because there's no context. Like, why is this woman being hung by her neck? Why is this one being, like, her arms being chopped off at the elbows and stuff? And it's like, you watch this, and it's just like, what? Like, I could get if this is payback for something that Ellie did, like, you know, but it's so out of context of what's going on. Not only that, you're trying to sell a Last of Us game. My thing is why are you throwing a bunch of characters that mean nothing, are nobodies? What's their point in this? I don't know who they are. I don't understand their motivation.
Ellie's mom, man. That's Ellie's mom, if I've ever seen Ellie's mom.
You never know. Know.
Her name could be Jessica. I don't know.
Could be.
But, like, for me, I was like, yeah, no, there needs to be context. And so with The Last of Us, and even like games like Wolfenstein, there's context to the brutality.
Yeah.
There's context to the gore. Yeah. And it makes you it does make you squeamish, but it also makes the game. And because of that context, that's why, you know, Wolfenstein can get away with it, and why Last of Us can get away with it. And that's why I think the trailer fails, is because I understand there was no context, but at the end of the day, it is a trailer, and for me, it's supposed to be asking you questions. Yeah. So, like, it was supposed to surprise you because you didn't see Last of Us coming.
Well, that's probably why they used this trailer, because they thought nobody will think this is Last of Us.
Yeah, and so now you're getting from the Last of Us fans, you're getting the speculation. You're like, who are those two people? Yeah. Who's this lady? What are those people? Because to me, what interests me was the shit the lady was saying. Yeah. Like, we're going to deal with cults, or like a religious cult. Yeah. Is this a religious cult? Is when she's saying clipping her wings, does that mean that this lady's a firefly? Yeah. Like, true. What does that mean? Yeah. And so, like, the lack of context to me is the context in an odd way. It is the... Oddly enough, watch it twice to see what little Easter eggs are in there.
Yeah,
and I think
true.
that was for Last of Us fans,
Mm-hmm.
and that the mainstream trailer that you see is Ellie on the guitar singing the awesome Sean James song.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's all I got.
My question for you though, because I didn't see it live, was the reaction powerful?
The reaction was like, holy crap! Like the reaction was super positive because when you saw Last of Us,
No. I mean, when they were showing it, they
oh
were playing to a live
yeah,
audience, right?
yeah.
That reaction, what was the
Was
audience?
super positive. We were like,
Okay.
holy crap, just like me.
Okay.
Ooh, someone's out there with a chainsaw. Oh man, how rude.
What is going on?
Um,
Whackers are us.
I don't know.
That's all right. We ain't worried
Alright.
about it. We can make do.
Yeah.
My audience isn't that hateful that they'll start sending you hate mail.
Will they though?
Direct it all at Mr. Badbit, please.
All right, fine. Yeah, please. No, direct it at my neighbor, and I'm gonna give you his address.
Open the window. You know what I want you to do? I want you to go over to the window now.
I'm doing a podcast.
Hey, I'm doing a
sir.
podcast over here. Turn it down for 30 minutes.
Please.
Don't say
Actually,
please. Drop a couple F
oh.
bombs when you do it.
You know what? Let me do it.
Go ahead, do it.
No, actually, that window.
You're so scared.
No.
You're
That's
such a chicken.
Do you want me to show you my window?
No, I don't want to see your window.
It's solid shut, like because I have my AC, so I can't actually open it.
Okay. That's all right. Anyway, so let's jump into real quick. Did you bring news
I brought
topics?
topics. I brought topics.
So let's jump into hot off the presses.
Yes.
I'll let you go first this time.
Okay.
Read me your 3 topics, and I'll pick the one I want.
So we got Mark House Games, right?
Okay.
The creators of Dead Nation, Resogun. They've come out and said that they are no longer making the arcade games, the twin stick shooters that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
There's one topic of which I do want to talk about. Let me.
This isn't about topics of talking. You read 3 articles. I pick the one I want to hear about.
All right.
Come on.
Let me get. It's on my other computer. I just realized.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Got the Marquee House game.
Okay.
See what this monitor says.
Okay.
It's booting up.
This is ridiculous.
It says Duracell, True Power.
What
Got more details on the Spider-Man game.
Okay.
And then we also have, Eve Valkyrie. The creators of Eve Valkyrie saying that they are giving up on VR and what that means for the PS VR. And
I would rather hear the second story.
The Spider-Man game?
Yes. Let's hear about the Spider-Man game.
Okay. So we're getting more intel about where the game's taking place, how loud that lawnmower thing is. Can we talk about that? Can that be my second topic? It's seriously pissing me off.
It is.
My arch villain's the lawnmower man from next door. Come on, man.
Do you have a camera? We can go commando. You can throw it on your shoulder and run over there, and we can watch you screaming at him.
Oh man, it's getting to me.
Okay.
I know my mic's not picking it up as much as I'm complaining about it, but man, is it really just taunting me? But I want to ask this of you because I don't want to get into too much spoiler stuff with the article itself because I don't want people to go like, well, how old's Peter Pan? You say he's 26 and everybody's upset at you because you spoiled it. So I want to ask you this: Spider-Man, Insomniac Games. A, how do you feel about it so far? B, if you're making a Spider-Man game, where would you want this story to take place?
Okay, so first off, if I'm doing a Spider-Man story, I would kind of basically I would steal off of Rocksteady, kind of.
Okay.
With the whole Arkham style stuff, because that obviously worked for Batman. Obviously, I wouldn't make it dark. I'd make it bright like they've done. And then for me, it'd be in New York City. That's the place it needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's New York City.
How old's Spider-Man to you?
Oh, in that type of universe. If it's me...
Yeah.
I mean, he's out of high school. I wouldn't have him in high school.
Right. He's been Spider-Man for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have him probably 5 years into his Spider-Man role.
Okay.
You know?
So is he a big time Spider-Man deal?
Yes.
People know.
Yes.
Is he dating Mary Jane?
He should either be dating or married to her, in my eyes.
Ooh. Okay. All right. maybe she's pregnant with a kid.
No, that's no.
No, oh, too far.
That she better not be.
Oh,
Is she?
I don't know. I don't know, but
Okay.
you said that very strict. Like
Well, no, I don't want that. Like we
she
don't
better
need.
be on the pill.
I'm just anti kids. That's all.
Oh, okay. Not me too. I
I
don't
got,
like
I
it.
got two kids. I got two kids getting ready to destroy my whole empire that I'm building around here.
Hey,
Between Toby getting ready to have his wife pop one, and then
oh, is she really?
Yeah, in a
Oh,
month. In
that's
a month.
adorable. Kids are the worst.
I can't wait till the kid. This is what I want. I can't wait. Like I love Link. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he's the cutest little kid I've ever seen in my life.
He's amazing. But I just can't wait till Toby's kid starts talking. To hear that little tiny British accent.
Oh, governor!
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Oi!
I want the Chinese, Dad.
Oi!
Mom made some crumpets. I rub a dub dub, Dad. Rub a dub dub. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
So
that's
all
fine.
right. I didn't bring three stories.
Oh, how dare
I,
you?
because I brought one that I feel is the biggest one.
Okay.
It's quasi Nintendo.
Oh man.
It looks like
Wait, can I yell at you for breaking the rules?
no.
Bobby, come on. I said
No.
three, you're giving me one here.
Okay.
You
We can
think
talk
just
about
because the lawnmower guy outside
okay.
the
We
gorilla
can talk
box-
about we can talk about Best Buy
Okay.
and the coin, how they're scalping.
Are they really?
They jacked the price to $59 just for the coin.
Just for the coin?
Just for the coin.
They were selling the coin on its own?
They started selling them on their own.
Are they behind the counter? Just steal them, guys. I'm not condoning
They're on the
theft.
shelves.
What I am condoning is theft.
Well, the thing is, when I bought the game, it said it's valued at $19.99. Now they're selling them for $51.99.
First off, that's overpriced to begin with. So I'm Robin Hooding it up right now.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the thing I wanted to talk about is quasi Nintendo.
Okay.
So as of potentially, it looks like the week of the 13th, I'm going to have a guest on Nintendo Talk Live.
What? Who is it?
Colin Moriarty.
No effing way.
Yeah, man. I've been talking to Colin via email.
Holy.
It's going to happen. He just announced this week that he is coming back to games. He is going to start reporting on games again, doing videos on games or something. He's not sure if he's going to do a podcast or videos or what he's going to do, but he's coming back to games. And the week of the 13th, he will be on Nintendo Talk Live.
Holy.
I don't know what day because I've opened, like typically, I do Nintendo Talk on the weekends.
Shish kebabs.
But for Colin, I was like, I'll give you any day you want.
Yeah.
You tell me, I'm there. I don't care. And he's like, okay. So I'm just waiting for him to get back to me on a date and a time, and we're good to go.
Oh my goodness.
That's huge, bro.
Okay, so as much as I disagree with Colin on most things politically, this man to me is amazing when it comes to video games.
Yeah.
Like I am like everything he says about video games. I'm like, I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, I am too.
I've
always been that way with him.
He's always dead on. He's always bringing the facts, and what he always is unapologetically himself. And when he's wrong, though, he is apologetic.
Yep.
And that's the best thing about him.
Yep.
And I'm not here to stroke a man's ego, but I am saying you need to say my name at least 3 times for him to remember it. So that he knows. You know what I'm saying?
This isn't no game over Jesse. All right?
All right.
That's what you're hoping
It
for.
worked. He followed me. Thank you, Jesse.
Did he? Did he?
Yeah,
Really?
I followed him back. We're
That's
now
awesome.
friends.
There you go.
Yeah, I love and but like Game Over Jesse too. It's like a guy like dude like was inspired by Game Over Greg. He did his shtick and like his content's amazing. Oh my god, man.
I love Colin. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Like him and Greg when they were doing Podcast Beyond was probably the main push to get me into podcasting. Like, when I started listening to their show, I was like, man, I want to do this so much harder. Like, I was already, like, on the fence because I was listening to Kevin Smith podcasts. But when I was listening to Kevin Smith stuff, I thought, like, oh, no, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be a big time to do this. And then when I listened to them guys, I was like, oh, no, anybody can really do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they make it sound very accessible. You know, and it got me off and running. So I reached out to him, and he was like, yeah, he sent me a DM privately and was like, here's my email, send me all the details, and I'll get back to you next week. And I was like, okay. And then a week went by, and I was like, and then sure enough, he came through, and he's like, hey, man, I'm sorry I took a little bit longer than I expected, but these are the dates, and this is what I'm thinking, and what do you think? And I was like, okay, I could do this date to this date. You know, whatever you want to do, let me know. So I'm excited because I feel like I really want to I know he gets a lot of hate a little bit from Nintendo fans because they feel like he hates Nintendo and he's very hard on Nintendo. And I kind of want to get into some of that with him, and I want to kind of dive in.
That's awesome. That's really awesome, man.
Yeah.
Because like seriously, I he is an early kind of funny is a big inspiration for doing what I do. Because if it wasn't for him, for people like Greg, I wouldn't be doing this. A, B, I would be way more depressed than I already am, because they were one of the big reasons as to why I got over losing my grandpa. Is because I got into that community and I got into their podcasts where, you know, like I listened to them a couple of times, like they weren't my main podcast for a while, but then when they left IGN, I would binge old podcasts beyond.
Well, I remember listening and what really turned the corner. Well, you know, what made me start to realize I was doing things wrong via YouTube was listening to Colin when he was talking about like when they left IGN, and was just like, if you want to know how to make this work, it's real simple. Produce content, and you need to be consistent with the content you produce.
Yep.
And it was like, I need to start doing this on a realistic basis. You know, like I need to treat it like a second job, and that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? And you know what? True to form, true to word, it works.
Yeah, it works.
If you treat it like a job and you treat it strong and you do what you're doing, and you don't miss days and all that stuff. Like, dude, I don't call out of work. I never miss a day of work.
Yeah.
Why would I do something that I love any less than I would my real job?
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. So that's basically where we're at. So there's that. And
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's jump into the final thing we want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
What we're playing.
Yeah.
I'm playing Mario. What are you playing?
God, man, what am I not playing? Playing.
Are you playing Mario? Okay, let's talk a little bit about Mario.
Yeah, let's talk about Mario. Yeah. So I played Mario, and I'm liking it.
We tabled it. We tabled that discussion earlier.
Back onto it.
I want to kind of get back into it a little bit.
So, I liked it. I like Mario Odyssey. I think it is.
Question: did you beat it?
No, I have not beat it yet. And the end did get spoiled for me.
I don't want to spoil the end.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling it. Yeah. But for me, it's the best Mario game since 64. Hands down, mechanically the best. This is the Mario I've wanted.
Yeah.
Not Sunshine, not Galaxy for me. This is it.
Yeah.
With that being said, hold on to your pants. Please, everybody, stop treating this like the second coming. Stop treating Zelda like the second coming.
You need because just because your game of the year is not these two games, you need to stop.
Whoa!
You need to stop.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do know that because you already basically dropped it out of the bag.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you with that.
Zelda's
crab-eating grin right on your face.
No, but what I'm saying is that these games are really good. Like, honest to God, this is my. It took a little bit of time for this Mario game to click for me. Like going, wow, this is really good. When I hit New Donk City, it happened.
Yeah,
because the thing I was most
without spoiling it, there's a part in New Donk City that all of a sudden it just comes together.
Yes.
And it's like, oh my God.
This is what this game is, and it's great, and it's amazing, and this game is. It is amazing. I'm not trying to sell it short, but what my whole thing is, people are selling it too much, because months after Zelda, right, there's this growing voice, and I'm not saying they're right or they're wrong, going, yeah, like, Zelda is really good. It is an amazing game, but it had problems. And there are some people that are walking out of it going, yeah, no, it's not as good as what everybody's making out to see.
That's a lie.
And I don't want that to be on Mario as well. Like saying like, yeah, this game is like, again, it's amazing. It's one of the best games I've played this year. Possibly, very possibly, could be my game of the year. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to sell it like it is, guys, come over, come here. You know, I walked into the tomb. Mario's body isn't here. Like, I don't want to sell it like that because to me, I think that it builds this level of expectation that's going to go into people's heads and go, you know, what is Mario to you when you think of it in your head, and you're thinking that the best of that, and if it doesn't reach that level of expectation, and it might not for people, it might hit totally on point, but you're going to get that growing contingency of
Here's the thing.
Was it really that great?
So I feel like this. Yeah. There's people that are reading reviews on Mario and eating up the reviews and going, okay, why are you even determining how much you're going to like a game prior based on a review when you know what it is? It's Mario. If you love Mario games, there's no need to read a review. Go enjoy the game and take it in yourself. That's where I think I benefited from. I went into this game, the only review that I saw a number on was Ryan McCaffrey's. But I didn't read the review. I know that he gave it a 10 out of 10, but I went in blind, and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to take this in, and I'm going to absorb it myself. Right. And I got, a couple worlds in, and I was like, this is really, really good. And then I hit, like you said, I hit that point where New Dog City hit, and I was just like, holy crap. Yeah. This is amazing. And,
I'm sorry, Bobby. Am I
you're going to keep me awake.
Audience, we're boring, Bobby. We're so sorry, Bobby.
But my thing is I feel like when you beat the game, it comes to realization to what this game is. And I'm going to leave it there at that. I plan on doing a video this week where I give my full impressions, because I've been beating around the bush a lot lately. I'm going to give my full impressions. Spoilers are going to be to the walls because I'm not going to hold anything back in what I'm saying. But I feel like this game is worthy of the praise it's getting. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the people that are anti that praise have not beat the game yet. Okay. That's just what I feel. And I feel once
and that's like I'm holding all judgment for this game until I beat it. Yeah. But like I'm like, it's really, really good. It's really, 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 really good. I'm just like, guys, just like hold off though, because the one thing I don't want to hear that negativity.
Or people go, hear the negative regardless, and I could care less what people say bad about it.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. To me, it annoys me. I think that, like, Mr. Popular Opinion, right? Yeah. When we the echo chamber that is video games. Yeah. Like when people are like, single player is dying, and then like I'm like I like, and everybody's upset at EA because that's the thing to do, and I'm just saying no. It's actually read the tea leaves. Like it's actually single player's not going anywhere. If anyone's to blame, it's not EA, it's you, because you're buying the microtransactions. True. Not everything that, like, I just hate that the snowball effect of the internet, because I'm gonna hear it one day and it's gonna echo and it's just gonna bother me. It's just gonna annoy me.
Don't let it get to you.
That makes me rather, I don't know. I was gonna try to throw in a bad bit cliche.
Don't let it get to you. Anyway, so that is all. Thank you guys for listening to us. Joseph, thank you so much for.
It's an honor, but I gotta say I'm a little upset.
Why are you upset?
Walking out of this, every time, like, I get to be on your show. 2 weeks later, you get like the biggest hit. You get this named star. I'm just like the guy before Colin Moriarty. You know what I mean?
You were the guy before he came over.
Yeah. Oh, who's the fat guy that was on before Colin Moriarty?
Colin's not coming on this show.
Yeah.
He's coming on Nintendo Talk Live.
Yeah.
Different show.
I'm just saying, like, next week you can call me. Hey, you got time? It's a week before Colin Moriarty.
Lord. Joseph, let the people know where they can find you at, please.
All right, you can find me at Bad Bit Games on YouTube. You can find me at the PlayStation Podcast. We're speaking of which, guess what? Colin Moriarty very much influenced the PlayStation podcast. So check that out on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and now on YouTube as well. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Oh yeah, My Xbox and Me. Look at that. I also co-host an Xbox podcast.
There you go. That's the problem. You're just too all over the board. I keep it straight and narrow, man. Steady as we go. Be sure to go check out Joseph over on Twitter at Mr. Badbit. You can check me out at Nintendo Gurus. Follow the podcast at NinPlay Podcast. That is all. Peace out, Preston. You can say bye.
I just like to wave.